This is the tutorial on how to make a round base for your dragon puppet. So the first thing you will do is you'll take your 4 fingers and put it on the side of a piece of paper and just trace around it, but make sure that there is enough room for your fingers. Once you've done that, cut out 2 of them. Make sure that they're somewhat the same size. The next thing, grab a piece of paper and put one of them like that close to the bottom and trace where it meets. Then you're going to make one a little shorter, so then that mark. So basically like this, and this is going to fit your thumb, but we're also going to need to make 2 of these. Once you have the 2, well, once you have all the 4, we're going to set these aside, and we're going to take another piece of paper, going to fold it in half and try and do it almost as close to the edge as you can. Then I'm going to open it and trace it with a pencil in the middle. Then we're going to take our scissors and cut it out. Once you have 2 of them, take one and fold it almost at the half point, but a little bit over. Then I'm going to do that on the other side too. You're going to do that on this one. Once you've made these, we're going to take our hot glue and just glue all the way along and press down this side. Once you've hot glued that one, we're going to do it on this side too. Once you've got these 2, we're going to connect these to these. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is grab your longer piece first, and instead of gluing on this one, we're going to glue at the very bottom of this one. But we're going to stop every so that we can stop to press the glue on paper. Then once we finish that, we're going to do that on, okay, as I was saying, we're going to glue all the way around, like so. And when we get to the curve, we're going to curve this paper with it. And it will take a moment for the hot glue to dry, so this part will probably be skipped for a second. So as you do that, we're going to want to glue on the back also to make sure that it's stable. This one does not want to stay on. Just keep it here for a second till it settles. Then when we finish the side, we're going to just keep curving. Until it's fully glued together. Sometimes it doesn't want to stay, so you'll just have to add more hot glue until it actually wants to say. Then we're just gonna keep gluing. And since we have a little excess, we're gonna cut that part off because we don't need it. Once you have all of that glued, it might look a little messy on the inside, but oh well. So we're gonna hot glue on the outside, just as I said, just to stabilize it, and the inside to secure. And once we'll set that aside, and we're gonna work on the smaller side. Oh wait, this is this one. Don't mind that, but guess we're gonna do this bigger side then. Oh my gosh, this freaking hot glue. Okay, so just as we did, but do it on the longer side instead of the shorter side, because we just did the shorter side. So we're gonna do that. So yeah, once you have finished that side, we're gonna go back to the smaller side. So we're going to take the smaller side, and when we glue it in, we're just going to do the same exact thing, except kind of backwards. We're going to do it on the very top, along, and we will occasionally stop to put this in so that it doesn't do it at once and it falls out. So I'll just do that. Keep it there for a minute. Then once the hot glue is settled, you're going to want to do it all the way around too, just like in the beginning. Once you're done with gluing both sides, just pop it open a little bit to make it a little more open, and size it to make sure that your hand fits in. If it's a little big, that's okay, we'll get to that later. Now we're just going to do the exact same thing on the bigger side. Once you finished that, also make sure to fluff it out and make sure that your hand fits in. Then, once we have these two, we either will take a piece of our scrap paper that we cut off from the excess, and we'll fold it in half. We'll glue one side of it first. We're going to take the upper jaw, attach it to the bottom, like so, and squeeze it a little bit, make sure that it stays put. Then when we have the bottom, we will glue it, but first make sure that it will line up how we want it on the bottom. Then we will glue it down. Just squish it a little bit. And we're going to flip it like this, and we will get either another piece of paper or scrap paper that we already used. Come on. And fold it in half, and we will just glue this entire thing. but remember to put a little fold in it. And be careful. We'll put it in. Ow, 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 ow. And we'll put it in the middle. But be very careful not to burn yourself, just like I did. But then after we do that, fold it over, press a little bit to fold it a little bit. Then, we're not finished yet, but there's basically our base. But if you find it hard to open and close its mouth, you will either get sticky notes or a piece of paper. I prefer sticky notes. So what you'll do is you'll fold you'll fold probably 3 1/2 like this. Crease it. Then cut in the middle. Once you have that, we're just gonna fold it once, then size it on our fingers. And make sure it's not too tight that you can't slide it on and off your fingers. Make sure there's a little room for it to slide. Once you have the right size, we're gonna glue this tab. And we're gonna very, very, very carefully barely press down and slide it off so that we can continue pressing it down without burning our fingers. You're going to do that for every one of your fingers, including your thumb. Once you have all of them, you're going to take the ones that fit your first 4 fingers. See my thumb. So we're just going to take just these 4. And on the first, we're going to take the rest of these off. We're going to take our first finger, glue on the bottom, very carefully stick it back on our finger on the bottom, as you can see. Then, then we would slide our hand in, and when we stick our finger down, that is where it will be hot glued. Then you're going to do that with the rest. And on the thumb, it will be on the top. I will demonstrate the thumb. Once you got the 4 on the top of your base, you can test it out. And if it works, then great. Now for the bottom on your thumb, you're going to stick it onto your thumb. But first, you're going to glue the top of it where we glued it. We're going to stick it very carefully with the hot glue on this side. Make sure not to close your fingers or anything. Then stick your fingers through. Then just attach the thumb. Just press down on the top. On the very top. Not on the bottom, but on the top. And there you have it. Your tutorial on how to do a round base.